Welcome to the Athletics and Recreation Center on the campus of Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario, Canada, for the U19 NORCECA Girls Pan-American Cup gold medal match between the United States and Mexico in a rematch of their pool play that carried over into the gold medal matchup. Both of these teams victorious in their semifinals yesterday. Mexico with a 3-2 win against Canada, and the United States a straight sets victory against the Dominican Republic. I'm Kyle Campo, joined alongside by Tom McCabe. And Tom, these two teams, as we mentioned, played each other in pool play, and it was the U.S. coming away with a straight sets victory. Should be a great crowd on deck here between the U.S. and Mexico. And what are your thoughts on the sort of pregame between these two sides?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice and loud in here. We haven't even had the first serve yet, so I think it's going to be a real energetic match. Lots of support on both sides of the net for these two teams. USA was real dominant throughout this tournament. Only dropped one set, and that was in their pool play game in Puerto Rico. Mexico, obviously, as you mentioned, with a thrilling win in the semis yesterday over Canada. So excited to see how this one turns out.
First point of the opening set is going to go to Mexico. The U.S. called on the net in tight on the overpass and couldn't adjust in time, as Mexico will go back to serve for the second time with Naomi Lepe. Deep float serve. Passed up, getting across there is Ainuu. Good swing down the left side, and a response by Kari Knotts paints the back corner. And we're tied at a point apiece. The set by Ainuu and the swing by Knotts. It's 1-1.
Mentioned just on the top of the broadcast, Kyle, that these teams have already seen each other in pool play. And while the U.S. did come away with a 3-0 win, the sets were close, 25-21, 25-21, and 25-23. So Mexico already shown that they can hang around with this very strong United States team.
Swing to the left side, that time by Naomi Cruz. Gets through the American block and drops to the floor. And the U.S. trailing 2-1.
Naomi Cruz been the leader for this Mexican offense, averaging 20 points per match throughout the first 4 games of this tournament. And of those 20 points, she's averaging 17.75 kills. Dominant on the right side for Mexico.
What a swing by Najeri Crooks out of the right side. Had so many attacking options for this American team, and Najeri Crooks, one of them, with a great swing out of the right side pin.
Yeah, 4 games already in this tournament for the United States. 7 different players throughout those 4 games have had double-digit point totals. So it's really a team with Coach Jamie Morrison. He can go to essentially anyone on the lineup and expect some production.
Overpass there on serve receive leads to an easy flush there from Shayla Rottenberg. U.S. back in front, it's 3-2. Good serve by Crooks, goes out the back.
And something that's almost kind of been one of the big talks of this entire tournament, Kyle. It's a U19 tournament, but this United States team, the oldest player they had, 18 years, 4 months. They averaged 15 years, 9 months. Basically, almost all the players are at least 2 years younger than the majority of the players in this tournament. But they have been the most dominant team so far. It really just shows how deep of a talent pool the United States has to pull from. As we see another great swing on the outside there from Kari Knotts.
Good conversion by Knotts. The swings high off the block and tools out of play. And the U.S. back in front. They lead 4-3. And it'll be Knotts serving. Passed up and received. Lepe to the right side. Good dig out of the back, and it's kept alive. We'll try to run it again. As it looked like the U.S. is going to get called on the net.
Morrison not happy with that one. It looked like it wasn't even a blocking fault. It was the middle. Houtenberg sort of caught her foot on the foot of her outside hitter, which caused her to contact the net. Wasn't really affecting the play whatsoever. But nonetheless, that point's going to go to Mexico as Morrison sends his captain back over to talk things over with the first referee.
So 4-4 scoreline as Ireland Reel will get back into her defensive position and get ready for serve receive upcoming from Naomi Cruz. Deep float serve by Cruz out the back, much to the delight of Coach Morrison. As they take
what they refer to in the business as ball don't lie, Kyle.
5-4 the lead now for the Americans. And back to serve will be Shayla Rottenberg. Serve coming here from Rottenberg. Pulls the receive forward, set to the outside, off the block and out of play. Great swing though by Isabella Ocampo. Tools off the block and out of bounds. You get some feedback coming from the American coaching staff. Tied at 5.
Ocampo with 17 points yesterday, 16 kills in that semifinal win against Canada. Also had double-digit kills against Venezuela in pool play.
Ainu'u to the outside and a swing by Ireland Reel. Just so much length gets up over top of the block, Tom. Something that the Mexican block will have to account for is just the length and range that these American attackers can produce. And Ireland Reel on the board for the U.S. and a strong serve. Pulls the Team Mexico out of system. Ainu'u into the middle. Can't quite find the conversion on the set to Kyla Williams. And it's an attacking error for the U.S.
Yeah, Ainu'u just getting pulled off in there a little bit there on that free ball pass. Trying to force that 30 set in the middle.
Good serve from Team Mexico, and it's an ace. Tanguma with the ace. And Mexico out in front at 7-6. Good adjustment on receive. Ainu'u to the outside and a good swing out of the left side pin. And we're back level. A good swing on the right side. Back to serve now, Ireland Reel. Good serve. Gets the defense moving, and it's an ace for Reel. And that'll take us to the first technical timeout of the opening set. The United States leading Mexico 8-7.
Back and forth action start here. A very lively crowd inside the Athletic and Recreation Center here.
And that takes us to our first technical timeout.
Mexico with some good tussle in both teams with some good pressure from the service line early on. We mentioned the USA roster a far bit younger than the rest of this tournament here. For Team Mexico, I mean, most of the teams in this tournament, several of them going to the World Championships next month, which will be in Croatia and Serbia. So for a lot of teams, this tournament's sort of been kind of a warm-up. It's the first time they've had international games together. Many of them obviously playing in a national team program from a younger age, but for this USA team, this is going to be the only tournament they'll have here. It's going to be a different group going to the World Championship. So Coach Morrison selecting this bunch just for this tournament. So for them, this is the last international game they get to play this summer. I'm sure they'd love to finish that off, go undefeated, come home with the gold medal. It's a rematch of the last Mexico Pan Am Cup. USA won that one back in 2023. Mexico also had bronze back in 2019. So it's a Mexican team who has been in medal rounds before. And they would love to come away with their first gold medal.
Service error that time by Reel gives the point and serve back to Mexico. And going back to serve will be Naomi Lepe. To bring 3 attacking options into the front row here for Mexico. Float serve by Lepe. Passed up, comes in tight. Ainu'u to the outside. Can't find the swing off the top of the block by Najeri Crooks. Goes out of play. And Mexico back in front on the attacking error. Float serve upcoming here, and it's played up there. Back to Crooks on this right side. Forearm set to the right side pin, swings away and a big block, but it's kept alive. Sent over, great defense. Set to the left side again to Crooks, tools out of play. No, point to Mexico as it lands on the sideline.
Great coverage there from the Mexican team, keeping that rally alive. Looked like USA had a clean block. Keep it alive and then returning the favor with a block of their own.
Serve passed up there by Knotts. To the right side to Crooks, goes cross. And a side out from the US. Pulls them back within one. Serve received from Knotts. Passed up and then set to the right side to Najeri Crooks. And that'll bring Kyla Williams to the service line. Good deep float serve by Williams. Just going to get tipped over on third contact by Mexico. Ainuu to the outside, swings through the block. And a powerful attack that time by Kari Knotts. And we're tied level at 10 points. Serving run continuing here for Kyla Williams. Off the tape and drops over for an ace. And it's 11-10 for the US. Getting the friendly roll off the tape on that sequence was Kyla Williams. Good float serve again, handled well defensively on serve receive, tips into the corner. US called on the net. But a great location on the tip, Tom. Right into that back left corner where the defense had vacated. We're tied back at 11. Angelica Torres with the serve. Ainuu into the middle to Rottenberg. And cuts over top of the block set up by Escobar.
13 points versus Venezuela as well as against Mexico in their pool play game.
Passed up here and received to the outside. Off the American block into the antenna. Point's going to go to Mexico. (12-12) as Escobar will go to serve.
Nice aggressive swing there. Cruz pulled outside of the court, just able to find the hands and then the antenna off the American block to bring us back level here.
Ainuu to the outside. High swing that time by Knotts. To the right side, tipped over the top, able to get there as Hafner. Ainuu to the outside to Knotts again. Tipped down the line. Lepe to the outside, can't convert on the swing is Ocampo. She clips the tape and it rolls along. The point goes to the US. 13-12. Midway through this opening set of the gold medal match. Kari Knotts back to serve. Good hard aggressive serve by Knotts. And it goes for an ace. (14-12), US in front. Knotts to serve again here. Passed up, it's in tight. Good adjustment by Lepe. The Americans there with the block with Rottenberg. To the right side, off the block. Ireland Real gets up for the block for the US, and it's 15-12.
Taking them in for a 16-point technical timeout. Great close on the block there from the U.S. captain.
Hard serve there by Knotts. Out of system ball to the left side to Ocampo. Passed up there by Hafner to the outside. Reel again finds the baseline. Ireland Reel. Great attack location there. Takes us to the second technical timeout. United States 16, Mexico 12.
USA so far applying some good pressure on the service line. Mexico having to stay out of system primarily. We saw in that last play going to the outside pin for Mexico. Block was easily able to get there. Great take in the back row by Hafner. And then Rio finding the back corner of the court. 4-0 run to United States puts them in a good spot here at our technical timeout.
So 16-12 the advantage here for the United States. Again, in the U19 NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup gold medal match between the United States and Mexico. A rematch of their pool play matchup taking place a few days ago.
10 points already on the offensive attack for the United States, just 4 for Mexico. The United States has been running a pretty consistent clip throughout the tournament. Several games where they've notched around 50% on the attacking end of the ball. So it's an efficient team, a very strong physical team. Age gap clearly not a problem for them.
Coming out of the timeout, Kari Knotts continuing her service run out the back. Maybe a bit too much time to think about it at the line, Tom. We mentioned in the last game that sometimes a tech timeout can derail a bit of momentum. The U.S. going on that 4-0 run, as you mentioned, and then Knotts having a bit of time to think about it from the line.
Yeah, it's one of the things sometimes we coaches almost wish they could skip that technical timeout, especially if you've got the momentum on your side.
Passed up by Knotts on receive. Ainuu to the outside and Reel. Over top of the block comes hard cross at Natalia Navarro and converts. 17-13. And that'll bring Rottenberg back to serve for the USA with a 4-point advantage. Both served by Rottenberg. Lepe to the outside. Ocampo cuts down the line. Isabella Ocampo sees the block set up, Tom, and turns. Finds a gap to the outside between the right arm of the block and the pin, and able to cut down the line.
System there, and a nice cross the body swing there from Ocampo, the Mexican captain.
Good pass and receive, and they run the step around to Williams. It's going to go out of play as they call it out on the tool. Off the block, and the U.S. back up by 4.
First time we've seen that step around action from the United States toward the middle. And a good swing from Williams, put it away.
Adjustment by Tanguma. Able to convert for Mexico, brings it back within 3. And that will bring Aitana Tanguma to the service line. Passed up, set to the outside and a swing. Able to pick it up though is Hafner. Set into the middle and a double block. Paints the sideline as Williams doing the heavy lifting to Jerry Crooks there as well. Timeout taken by Mexico. 19-15, the advantage here for the U.S.
Great start for the American squad, who really just does not seem to have a weak spot on the floor. They've got a tremendous libero in Hafner. Ainuu, the Hawaiian setter, so solid, runs such a clean offense. Basically anywhere you look, middles, outsides, USA is just loaded with talent. But like we said, Mexico stayed close throughout the pool play game, despite losing 3-0. All sets were within 4 or 5 points. And we saw yesterday, they can be a team that can apply pressure from the service line as well. They had 13 aces against the Canadian team yesterday. I mentioned Cruz, the right side with 18 kills, led that game. 3 blocks and 2 aces of her own.
Real coming out of the timeout with the serve. Pass goes inside to Lepe off the top of the block. U.S. called on the net again. That's 3 times so far, Tom, in this opening set. So they want to put themselves into a position to be aggressive as a blocking team. Have to be careful a little bit with their block spacing off the net. They've been called a handful of times so far already. Float serve finds the sideline. And it's an ace for Mexico. They're back within 2.
Kind of right on cue, just talking about Mexico applying the service pressure yesterday against Canada. Nice serve there to bring them back within 2.
Service from Naomi Lepe. Deep float serve, passed up. And touched down the line. Set back to the left side, through the block, set by Crooks and Williams. Angelica Torres with the attack for Mexico.
Looks like Coach Morrison here is going to call a timeout.
Timeout taken by the U.S. They still lead by just a single point now. It's 19-18.
Good quick run from Team Mexico. They were down 4 going into that technical timeout. Now on a 6-3 run, bring them back within 1 point late in this first.
Continuing the service run is Naomi Lepe. 19-18 for the United States in the late stages of this opening set. Still a timeout remaining here for the U.S. As Lepe back to serve. Pass up comes in tight. Ayunu to the right side, down the line, and buries that one is Najeri Crooks. He's getting her in isolation there with a great set from Taimani Ayunu. Gets Crooks and floats through and swings essentially unopposed here top.
Yeah, Mexican middle just late getting over there. Lots of room down the line there for Crooks.
Williams. Deep serve. That one well out the back on a service error. Gives a point back to Mexico. It's 20-19. And that'll bring Hafner back onto the floor for the U.S. And we'll send Angelica Torres to the service line here for Mexico, looking to pull back within 1. Good pass up though by Real. Ayunu to the outside, down the line. Another big swing from Kari Knotts. And it's 21-19 for the U.S.
Outside so far for Team USA. Attacking so efficient.
It'll be Crooks back to serve here for the U.S. Good pass up and receive, set into the middle, tipped over the top. Hafner gets there. Ayunu to the outside, off the top of the block. And another swing by Kari Knotts. Good timing on the block there from Mexico, but hits it high offhand, so it'll force Mexico into taking a timeout. They trail 22-19. And try to talk things over to get back on level terms here late in this first set.
Yeah, and Kari Knotts, we just mentioned a lot of efficiency we're already seeing from the U.S. side. Already with 5 kills in this first set. Ireland Real with a few. 5 points on 3 kills, and then Crooks as well on the right side, 4 kills already. So very balanced attack from this American team. So they've got a 3-point lead late in this first set.
22-19, the advantage here for the United States. They try to close out the opening set. Take a 1-0 lead here in the NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup gold medal match between the United States and Mexico. Tip down the line, great location there by Naomi Cruz. She sees the American defense sort of flat-footed. And it's 22-20.
Yeah, not a great pass or a great set there for Naomi Cruz, but smart shot, just pushing that one down the line.
Deep float serve off the arms there of Real. Has to pull it back in, is not. Sent over on the free ball by Ainuu. Set into the middle, tipped, sent back by Rottenberg. And then the second chance opportunity by Rottenberg.
Team Mexico bench hoping for a call, and Rottenberg there reaching over before it had crossed the plane of the net. But a nice block touch there in the middle from Rottenberg, and then going right back up, exploding to tip that ball down.
Get a double substitution here for the U.S. as they're going to bring in Hodges on the right side and Marissa Jones to run backhands. Trying to keep three attacking options in the front row here for the U.S. and close out this opening set.
Yeah, Megan Hodges coming in. Looks like she's going to play on the right side, but also is able to play middle, versatile option. So it's going to be a short-lived substitution. Ainuu Unat's going to come right back into this game. But Hodges has been in double-digit point totals in 3 of their 4 matches. She had a game-high 14 points, 12 kills in the semifinal yesterday against the Dominican Republic.
So looking like a tactical sort of blocking sub situation there, Tom, trying to get a bit more length on the right side block there by bringing Hodges in the front row. And they do go back right away, as you mentioned, to the double sub, bringing Ainuu back onto the floor as their primary setter. Be a substitution for Mexico as well. Ashley Morales onto the floor to serve and run the Mexico offense. 23-21 for the U.S. late in the first set. Morales back to serve here for Mexico. Passed up there by Hafner. Gets away from her a little bit as Ainuu has to scramble. They send over a free ball to the left side. Ocampo rolls. Ainuu, forearm set to the outside. Real off the top of the block. Mexico called on the net. Set point for the U.S.
Some good defense there. Great pickup in the back row by Knotts. And then a terrific forearm set out to the outside from Ainuu. Set point now for the USA. It's been an exciting first set of action.
Shayla Rottenberg back to serve here for the Americans, trying to close out the opening set. Passed up and receive, having to get there as Morales. Stays, swings away, passed up by Rottenberg. Ainuu to the outside to Rio! Ireland Real over top of the block. To the open floor, the U.S. take the opening set 25-21 and lead the match 1-0. Join us back for the second set. You're watching the United States and Mexico, the U19 Girls NORCECA Pan American Cup here on CBC Sports. Welcome back to the Athletics and Recreation Center on the campus of Queen's University for the Girls NORCECA Pan American Cup. Second set action here between the United States and Mexico in the gold medal match. The U.S. taking the opening set 25-21. Mexico looking to respond here and tie things up and force this into a best of three. And Tom, after going through sort of the tail of the tape in the first set, what sort of stands out to you in terms of the difference so far for the U.S.?
Yeah, we talked about the efficiency of the American team on the attacking end of the ball, averaging almost 50% throughout this entire tournament. They're 18 for 27 in the first set, so around 66 hitting percentage, and it's really been spread out, but it's been the outsides. Ireland Rio, the team captain, led the way. 5 kills, as well as Carrie Knotts also with 5 kills of her own on the right side. And then also Najari Crooks pacing herself along with 4 kills. Really spread out offense on the pins for the Americans, with Ainuu running a very smooth offense. Really impressed with her setting so far.
Forearm set to the outside and a swing and a block. Spectacular timing on the American block. And they take the opening point of the second set.
Coach Morrison there loving what he sees from his right side. It's a huge stuff block to start off this second set.
Good pick up there by Ainuu. Hafner out of system. Backcourt set there by Hafner. Spectacular location out of system there, Tom, but staying on top of the ball and swinging away with so much pace was Carrie Knotts.
Yeah, the physicality of this American team is just really what separated them throughout this entire tournament. You'll hear us say it a lot of times throughout the broadcast today. Most of these players 2 years younger than all their competitors. That is not a factor whatsoever. They are here to play. See another great dig by Hafner.
And a conversion by Knotts. All the American players can do is laugh at that one as the point goes in their favor. But excellent job staying the course once again.
Such a good dig from Hafner there on the out-of-system swing from Team Mexico.
And the service run comes to an end there for Henry, who, Tom, has come in to replace Ireland Rio as the other left side here for the U.S., at least to start this second set. 3-1 the scoreline.
Yeah, basically every player on this USA roster has seen some significant court time throughout this tournament. Jamie Morrison, quite a luxury to go to basically anyone on the bench and get some production.
The serve, that one is an ace for Naomi Lepe. And the serve is directed at Olivia Henry, who is making her match debut to start off this second set. So maybe trying to test Henry a bit early here, and it goes off her arms again. Back-to-back aces for Lepe.
Good response from Team Mexico from the service line after going down 3-0 early. Right back into this one here with some tough serves from Lepe, the setter.
All tied at 3 apiece here in the early stages of the second set. Deep float serve, and it's out the back. That one close. But did look as though there was some separation out of the baseline in the ball. U.S. back in front, it's 4-3, and serving will be Kyla Williams. Standing float from Williams. Out of system, forearm set to the outside. Pass comes in tight to the tape on the overpass. It gets recycled and dug up well, though, by the libero of Mexico. Set back to the left side again. Cross off the hands and out of play. Point goes to the U.S. Excellent job defensively, though, by Vanessa Rada.
Yeah, great dig in the back row there from Kyla Williams, the middle. Putting her back to the service line for another serve.
2-point gap restored here for the U.S. with Williams serving. This time a serve from Williams goes long and out the back. Angelica Torres back to the line to serve now for Mexico. Spin serve upcoming by Torres. Set into the middle, and a good cut by Rottenberg. Able to get around the block. And it's 6-4 out of the swing from Rottenberg. And that'll bring the Jerry Crooks back to the line. And it's a short serve into the net. So service error from Crooks. Gives the point and serve back to Mexico with Brenda Escobar. Back to serve now for Mexico, trailing by 1. And it's a service error the other way. They trade serving mistakes. Gives the point back to the United States. And that'll bring Kari Knotts back to serve now for the U.S. Off the arms there of Ocampo. Knotts takes first ball. Good set back to the left side. Another great swing from Henry. Anu'u to Henry. Great dig again out of the back row by Rada. To the left side, Ocampo, but it's blocked by Anu'u and Rottenberg. And that'll take us to the first technical timeout. United States leading 8-5.
Some really nice defense on both sides of the floor in that last rally, and then Anu'u getting up. The setter getting involved with the block point there. But Mexico hanging around, only down 3 here early in this second set. They're going to have to continue to be scrappy on defense if they want to claw themselves back in.
So 8-5 the advantage here for the U.S. They take the opening set 25-21 and lead 1-0 in this, the U19 NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup gold medal match. Coming out of the tech timeout. Looking to continue to get some separation here. While Mexico again have had an outstanding tournament, looking to continue to build on that. Closing the 3-point deficit here and trying to retake the lead. Good pass on receive. Set into the middle, good swing away, drops to the floor. Can they get it over on third? They will. Set back again by Lepe. Can't find the middle route though. She tries to find Aitana Tanguma. And just a little bit of a, not a miscommunication per se, Tom, but just couldn't quite find the same groove on that route.
Yeah, good first attack there off of the serve. Just trying to go back to her in transition. A little bit of miscommunication there, just puts it over her head.
Staying on top on third ball, out of system. Set into the middle, tipped over by Rottenberg. Second ball taken, set to the left side. Good swing across by Ocampo. And the U.S. called on the net. Point goes to Mexico. We're back within 3. It's 9-6.
Mexico just has to keep trying to focus on their first contacts here. Both on serve, applying some pressure, as well as on serve receive. They need to keep allowing their team to play in system.
Step around by Rottenberg. Second ball taken by Navarro. Forearm set, finds the baseline. And a great swing out of the left side by Isabella Ocampo. And Mexico's back within 2. It's 9-7.
Yeah, good block touch leads to a nice dig pickup. And then just a terrific backcourt swing there.
Naomi Cruz, deep float serve, passed up well by Kari Knotts, set to the left side, swinging away is Henry. And Olivia Henry putting her attacking prowess on display, Tom. Just a hard, sharp cross for that left side pin, puts it to the floor.
Yeah, such a good attack, pass off the net. Anu'u doing a great job pushing it outside. And then Henry just finding right on that tee.
Served by Rottenberg. Forces an out-of-system free ball return. Back to the left side. This time Henry a little bit off the net. The set a little bit inside and tight to the tape. Mexico doing a great job staying the course though and defending with a block at the net. And they're back within 2.
Yeah, Mexico kind of getting lucky there. Another tough first touch off serve receive. And that's really the first error we've seen from Ainuu, the USA setter.
Isabella Ocampo back to serve now for Mexico. Trying to trim the deficit to a single point. Passed up by Henry, and she'll get it back. Finds the sideline on the attack. Does Olivia Henry.
Basically the same spot as 2 points ago. Terrific cross-court shot, almost impossible to defend when you hit it on that sharp of an angle.
Ainuu back to serve now for the U.S. Good pass up and receive. Lepe to the outside, and a big swing out of the left side this time from Angelica Torres. As Mexico continuing to find ways to side out and limiting the runs from the United States, staying within close range. It's a 2-point deficit, down 11-9.
Good aggressive swing from Torres off the block there. Another player has been having a great tournament for Team Mexico, averaging almost 15 points per match.
Set from the left side, great dig up by Hafner to the right side. And they convert out of the right side pin. Does Olivia Henry. Michaela Hafner with an excellent dig that time for the U.S. And the lead is back to 3, it's 12-9.
Yeah, terrific dig by Hafner there. And then just a smart play from Henry, recognizing that was a bit of a short lower set, just putting a nice roll shot, continuing the rally, and ends up scoring a point from it.
Lepe with a good set into the middle, but can't find the floor is Brenda Escobar. She had a great game against the Canadians last night in the semifinal. Couldn't find the floor on that sequence, but I'm sure will be leaned on by Coach Ramirez to get Mexico back into this one. They're trailing 13-9 as we approach the mid stages here of this second set, with the United States leading 1-0 and up by 4 here in this second set in the best of 5 for the NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup gold medal.
Yeah, despite Mexico not having a great start of this set on serve receive, still have managed to keep it within anywhere from 2 to 3 points. Obviously now down 4. If they can just dial in the serve receive, keep themselves in the system a little bit. So try to call themselves back. Meanwhile, the United States just showing some really good consistency top to bottom. Not many unforced errors, smart shots on offense, and playing some really solid defense as well.
Henry with the serve coming out of the timeout. Roll shot, but well defended. Back to the right side, tipped down the line by Crooks. Set to the outside, good pickup. Again by Hafner, gets an arm on it. Knott stays with it. And a good dig back on the other side, this time by Rada. Hafner to the right side. Cross-court swing, can't find it there as Najeri Crooks. And a hard-earned point that time by Mexico. They stay the course, defend well, get some good shots through. 13-10 the advantage for the U.S. with Naomi Lepe back to serve. A one-handed set to save it. Set back to the right side though, the block there from the U.S. Knotts comes back over. Getting a touch on it, can't quite scramble to get there. Was Olivia Henry. And Mexico with another, back within 2, it's 13-11. Naomi Lepe to serve again here for Mexico. Passed up by Henry. And a good set inside. Gets it to Kyla Williams. And sets in behind her was Taimani Ainuu. Good read and anticipation on the block by Esquivel. He's able to get across and defend the net. Mexico's back within one.
Yeah, I knew he just pulled towards the attack line there, trying to go behind her.
And it's an ace for Esquivel. Excuse me, for Lepe. And we're tied at 13. A great run here by Mexico to pull level.
A great job coming out of that timeout.
See if they go back to the same seam, and they do, off the arms of Olivia Henry. He's had some big attacks in this set. Tom has had a few tough breaks in serve receive. We'll see if Hafner maybe takes a bit more of the floor in that seam. And it's a short serve into the net. And they weather the storm and are back level here.
You can see they're trying to go right back to that same spot, going at Olivia Henry, number 5, who came in place of the USA captain, Ireland Reel, who still is on the bench with this second set tied.
Float serve passed up by Mexico, set to the outside, tipped down the line, have to scramble to get there. Excellent hustle by Olivia Henry. And a down ball by Crooks. Back to the right side, off the block. Ruttenberg and Karinatz combined for the double block for the U.S., and they're up 15-14.
Yeah, great pickup in the back row there by Henry. And then Crooks the right side, just throwing that down ball at the Mexican setter, forcing them to go out of system. And a great close on the block on the right side for the Americans.
And it's a service error this time from Kyla Williams. She goes out the back, and we're tied at 15 with a technical timeout coming at the end of this sequence here. Angelica Torres back to serve. That'll be a topspin serve, and it's out the back, and it's a service error. Takes us to the second technical timeout. The United States in front 16-15. But an evenly matched second set here, Tom, as the teams fighting back and forth. The U.S. do get to the tech timeout with a slim 1-point advantage. But certainly lots left to play here as Mexico tries to pull level, and the U.S. looks to go up 2-0.
Yeah, good response from Mexico after being down early, taking that timeout, down 13-9. Had a good 4-0 run coming out of that timeout to tie things back up. And then both teams just kind of trading some points back and forth here. We've seen the U.S. struggle a little bit. Olivia Henry on serve receive. We talked about Mexico having a really strong serving performance yesterday, 13 aces against Canada. And they've got 4 points off serve already here in this second set. Their service pressure helping them stay in this game.
So coming out of the tech timeout, the lead is 16-15 for the United States, with Najeri Crooks back to serve. Pass up and receive, set to the right side, and it's a block again by Karinatz. Drops to the floor. Excellent timing for a monster block. (17-15) for the U.S. Here is Crooks. Pass comes in tight. Lepe to the outside. Over the top there by Ocampo. Stays inside of the ball though, and Knotts swings away. You saw a little bit of a hesitation there by Ainuu.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if Hafner was going to call her off on that one. And then that's obviously a dig that Team Mexico wants to have back. Not an overly aggressive swing out of system there, leading to a USA point.
Lepe, forearm set back to the right side pin, tipped over. Passed up there by Crooks, set into the middle to Rottenberg, but it's a block there by Esquivel. 18-16.
Mexico again on the last rally, just struggling with their first touch. But able to get the point. For Houtenberg not able to convert that middle attack.
Served by Esquivel. Pass back to the left side and a good wipe from Knotts. Off the block and into the antenna. Point goes to the US. They're up 19-16.
Good adjustment on that set there. I knew trying to go outside with some pace, pulled off the nets a little bit. And then just a smart play from Knotts going off the block into the antenna.
Off the tape and an ace for the US. They catch a break. And it'll be a timeout taken here by Mexico. They trail 20-16. And great separation after the tech timeout from the US, as they've gone on a 4-1 run after the tech timeout to get some additional separation here and have a bit of breathing room. Still not much, it's 4 points. But at this juncture in the set, having a little bit of room to work with here. And we'll see if Mexico can find a way to side out right away and get themselves back into the set here.
Yeah, 4-1 run after the tech. And a 7-3 run if you go back to when Mexico pulled it even at 13s earlier. Team USA just applying some really solid pressure from the service line. And still just running a good spread out offense. Sort of forces the Mexican block to stay honest. Can't really camp out, cheat to one side because there's just so many different options for the US to go to.
20-16 out of the timeout. It's a service error as it goes the length of the floor on the serve from Knotts. Be a substitution coming here for Mexico as Island Ravel will come onto the floor, as will Ashley Morales, with 3 points to make up here. And it will be Morales to the service line. 3 attacking options in the front row for Mexico. 3-point deficit to make up here. Morales. Pass up there by Hafner. Right side ball and the step around to Rottenberg. Set to the left side, Ocampo. Great dig by Knotts. Rolled there by Henry. Set into the middle, tipped off the block, and Rottenberg presses there. May have had some support from Iannu'u. And it's 21-17 for the US.
Yeah, and a really nice dig from Kari Knotts in position 6 there. Extending that rally. And then Rottenberg in the middle, all over that Mexican attack coming through the middle.
Substitution for the US as Marissa Jones will come in for Iannu'u. Float serve, pass comes in tight, Morales gets there to the left side, tools off the block and out of play on the swing by the newly subbed in Island Ravel. And that'll bring Iannu'u back onto the floor right away as Rottenberg will give way to Kayla Hafner. 22-17 for the US. Passed up by Henry. Iannu'u to the step around off the top of the block. As Kyla Williams, Tom, just gets up, swings high off the hands, and nothing that the Mexico defense can do about that one, as Hodges will now come into the game. As she'll come in for Najeri Crooks. Great shift there by Najeri Crooks, but will give way perhaps to close out the last couple of points here in this set to Hodges. Morales to the outside. Tipped over. They go to Hodges on the right side, and Hodges with the swing on the right side pin puts this one to set point.
Yeah, I saw Hodges come in really briefly in that first set. More of a blocking substitution then, but coming in and immediately getting involved on the offensive side. There seems to be a little bit of confusion with the score, but it seems everything is all squared away. It's 23-18.
Set back to the right side to Hodges. Blocked and lands in play. And it's 23-19. Will the U.S. take a timeout? No, they're just going to go back to the substitution, as they'll bring the Jerry Crooks back in for Megan Hodges.
Yeah, just one note. Scoreboard in the gym is showing 23-19. Scoreboard on the broadcast showing that set point for the U.S.
And trying to figure out if it is indeed at a 4-point score line here at 23-19. It kind of goes back to the first attack that we saw from Hodges, Tom, who did convert, unless there was a call after that we didn't see, that did give the point to Mexico, but it did look as though that first attack from Hodges pushed them to 24. But again, we could have maybe missed a call that went in favor of Mexico on that sequence. And then the attacking error on the last sequence from Hodges now has it again in the building at 23-19.
Yeah, Coach Morrison initially went over to the scores table. I think they're just trying to work out the substitution here, make sure everything's okay, because Coach Morrison briefly went over to the scores table asking if it was 24 or 23, but very quickly I think one of his assistant coaches confirmed that the score was correct. We're now going to have Hodges come back out of the game for Crooks.
So 23-19 for the U.S. And they bring Crooks back onto the floor. The serve coming here from Tanguma. Ainu'u into the middle and can't convert by Williams. Just kind of got jammed up a little bit on that route, Tom. Set maybe a little bit too far off for Williams and is not able to get a full swing on it.
Just a little bit off and a little bit low in the middle for Williams. Trying to kind of turn around and cut that ball back towards position one.
Tanguma with the serve. Ainu'u to the outside, and swings high off the block. Kept alive well by Mexico. Chisels down the line. It's set out of system again, but it's a block! Escobar, Ravel, double block for Mexico. They're back within two. It's 23-21.
Yeah, good defensive sequence there. Crooks was going for that hard cross-court swing out of system. Great close by the block of Team Mexico.
Great pass by Hafner and receive, though, to the outside. Roll comes inside, having to tiptoe along the line, and the swing goes in. Off the tape. Drops to the floor, and Mexico is within one. It's 23-22. And an outstanding fight back here from Mexico. Now 23-18 have closed the gap and come all the way back. They're within one.
Yeah, Team Mexico refusing to go down quietly in the second set. Tough break there for Team USA with that left side attack, just catching the tape. Team USA on defense preparing for a harder driven shot. Finds the tape and then the floor. So great break for Team Mexico that they'll happily take. Only now down one.
So 23-22 coming out of the timeout for the United States. But it's been a late surge here in this second set for Mexico. Back to serve again is Tanguma. Passed up by Knotts to the outside and adjusts as Henry. does just enough to push it through the block and out of play. And great patience there and adjustment in midair from Henry.
Yeah, it's a tough rotation for Team USA to get caught in because you have Brooks, your lefty, playing out on the left-hand side.
Henry with the serve. Almost an ace, and they keep it alive. Passed up by Hafner. Set to the left side. Knotts puts the second set on ice. A great fight back by Mexico, but the U.S. prevails. They take it 25-22 and lead the match 2-0.
Yeah, a really good fight from Team Mexico towards the end of that set, clawing their way back into it. Coach Morrison picking the right time for a timeout. USA comes back out, closes out that second set. Now find themselves with a nice 2-0 cushion here after 2.
U.S. takes the second set 25-22 and they lead 2-0. Join us back for the third set. You're watching the U19 NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup here on CBC Sports. Welcome back to the Athletics and Recreation Center on the campus of Queen's University for the U19 NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup. It is the gold medal match between the United States and Mexico. The U.S. leading 2-0 and looking to close this out and claim the gold medal. But Mexico looking to fight back and earn their first set victory of this match and push this one into a fourth. 25-22, the second set score there for the U.S. And Tom, breaking down the first two sets so far, it's going in favor of the U.S., but a good fight for Mexico as well here.
Yeah, pretty similar story we saw in their pool play match. 2-0 lead for the United States after 2, but both sets staying close. As we saw 25-22 in the second, Mexico doing a really good job of hanging around despite only scoring 6 points off the attack compared to 13 attack points for the United States. Mexico able to do some damage for the service line, 4 aces in that last set.
Come back to Crooks, and it's a massive block to start the third set by Brenda Esquivel. Mexico on the board here first. Go back to serve again here with Naomi Lepe. Served by Lepe. Pass comes in tight. Good adjustment by Rottenberg. Over to the left side. It's a block by Rottenberg and Crooks. And they get one right back. A block from Esquivel to start. A response back the other way by Crooks and Rottenberg, and we're tied at 1.
Yeah, both teams with 7 blocking points already throughout this match. So both teams doing well. Blocking at the net. Just have seen the U.S. been able to capitalize more on offensive chances.
Pass by Hafner, run into the middle, and Rottenberg. And the best in-system middle run of the match from the U.S. Tom, as Hafner to Ayanu'u to Rottenberg, who paced the floor. It's 2-1.
Shayla Rottenberg coming in so hard. The most emphatic kill we've seen so far from Rottenberg of Pleasantdale, Nebraska.
And they give one back on the service error. Does Najeri Crooks. But impossible to defend on that last sequence by Rottenberg. Just the in-system middle run, and gets a perfect set. And the timing of it, excellent. Just finds the floor. Service error on the next time through. Gives this a tie game, and a swing away this time by Kari Knotts. Makes it 3-2 for the U.S.
And another not great pass off service from Henry. We mentioned came into this game for the American captain, Ireland Rail, who has yet to come back into this match.
Great swing out of the right side pin that time. Sent back over, touched off the top of the block. Lepe to the pipe, rolls into the middle. Hafner to the left side, and a good swing. Excellent dig though by Rada. A swing into the block. It sort of scrambled back over. Set back to the left side. Torres, great pickup. Hafner to the left side. Henry off the arms there, chasing to the bench, can't get there. Point goes to the U.S., but a great job defensively, particularly both liberos on that sequence, Tom.
Yeah, both liberos trading some fantastic digs. Great one by Hafner. And then Rada was able to get a piece of it, just not enough to keep it in play. As the U.S. is now doubled up 4-2.
Serve by Knotts, finds the baseline, and it's an ace for Kari Knotts. 5-2 advantage for the U.S. Knotts back to serve again here. Passed up, set to the left side pin, off the block! Rottenberg, Ayanu'u on the swing from Angelica Torres. Timeout Mexico as the U.S. block. Great timing and length on that one.
Yeah, Rottenberg with the emphatic kill a few points ago, and then coming over, closing to Ayanu'u for the stuff block to put the United States up 4 early in this third set.
6-2 in the early stages of this third set. And at the end of this match, there'll be the medal presentations to our gold medal, silver medalist, and bronze medalists here this afternoon. And we will leave that medal presentation on the air for you. As Canada taking bronze here on home soil and awaiting to see who takes gold and silver. Push to the outside, Henry swings over the top. Some real estate to work with and getting there. Excellent job chasing that one down by Cruz. Ayanu'u into the middle, Rottenberg again. As Esquivel disappointed by not getting a touch on that one.
Yeah, good dig and pursuit on the Team Mexico side. Rottenberg, continuing to dominate early here in this third set.
Set to the right side, and a great response on the right side by Eileen Ravel. She reaches high over top of the block, set by Henry, and finds the baseline at 7-3. Pass unreceived by Hafner to the outside to Henry. Off hands, they'll track it down and keep it in play. Set back to the left side. Henry again, scrambling to get there. Referee points down, but it did look up and they play on. Point's gonna go to Mexico.
Yeah, it looked like that ball might have been down on the Team Mexico side. Some good hustle out of the net violation there.
7-4 the advantage. Esquivel to the line. Passed up there by Knotts to the outside. Henry swings over top of the block set by Ravel. And that'll take us, Tom, to the third set technical timeout. The U.S. leading 8-4.
Team USA looking in control early here in this third. They're definitely eager to end this 1-3. Come away with yet another gold medal. We mentioned this is a rematch of the final from 2023. The United States took down Mexico. And USA looking for their third straight gold medal here at the NORCECA Pan Am Cup.
Four-point deficit facing Mexico coming out of the technical timeout. They're trying to claw their way back in here.
And we mentioned early in the broadcast how for Team Mexico, it's really been Naomi Cruz anchoring this team offensively along the way, averaging just under 18 kills per match. But the USA has done a very good job containing Cruz. Only 4 kills for her today through the first 2 sets and change here. And just 17 points off of attack for Team Mexico compared to 36 from the United States, who have just been dominating offensively and real efficient attack.
Great response by Mexico out of the timeout. Aitana Tanguma with an excellent attack on that middle route. And Mexico back within 3. That'll bring Ravel back to serve here for Mexico. The topper here on the serve. Gets it turned over, and it's a great serve by Ravel for the ace. And it's 8-6. Two-point deficit here for Mexico. Can Ravel do it again? Finds the baseline. Ravel with another ace.
Great response coming out of the timeout. Quick little 2-point swing from some aggressive serves.
Off the arms there of Henry. Brought back over. Henry takes third ball. Dug up well by Mexico. Set to the left side. Sent over on the free ball. Now push to the left side. Henry squeaks through. And the point goes to the U.S. as they find a way to side out. And it's 9-7, which brings Taimani Ainu'u back to the line, clips off the tape. Out of system. Attack coming here for Mexico. Great turn on the ball that time, though, by Torres. To the left side, attacking error for Henry. Can't find the hands or the court on that swing from Olivia Henry. And it's 9-8.
Yeah, good initial serve there from Ainu'u, finding the Team Mexico middle. Mexico still able to come away after the error on the outside from Henry.
Passed off the arms there of Knotts. Kept alive defensively. C-ball attack. Block was there, but I think caught the tape. Point goes to the U.S. and the run from Mexico comes to an end. And now Henry back to serve. We'll actually bring in Madavao in to serve for Olivia Henry. So first action of this championship match for Wesley Madavao, as she'll go back to serve. It's a float serve upcoming from Madavao. Good pass and receive though, set into the middle. Tip back, they'll try again. Cut to the left side. Having to pull the block away was a swing there, and it's picked up great out of the back row. And it's dug up well though by the U.S. Set back to the right side off the top of the block. Set to the pipe, maybe not anticipating that. And a block into the middle. And Mexico earns the point, it's 10-9.
Yeah, some great defense there from Team Mexico. Solid block touches to keep that rally alive. A little bit of miscommunication when they tried to run that pipe attack, but then a good recovery to get the block there in the middle. Now just a 1-point deficit.
10-9 off the arms there of Madavao. To the left side, staying on top of that one was Knotts. Ianuu to the outside, to Knotts, finds the baseline. Yes. Kari Knotts finds a way to side out. A couple opportunities to swing away out of that left side pin on that sequence, and it's 11-9.
Another scrappy defensive possession there. With the middle for Team Mexico, just a little bit out of position, normally where your libero would be.
Good pass up and receive. Set to the left side, into the antenna. Attacking error for Naomi Cruz. And the lead is back to 3 for the U.S. It's 12-9. They inch closer towards the second technical timeout. And then we'll be in the later stages of this third set. Short serve into the net. Kyla Williams frustrated with herself. As they give one right back, it's 12-10. Naomi Lepe back to serve here now for Mexico. Good forearm set in tight to the net. That joust is won by the U.S. Last touch going off the hands there of Mexico and out of play. See if we can get a better look at it here in the replay top.
Yeah, tight set there from Hafner. What a nice job there from Kari Knotts, just wiping it off the block.
13-10, the advantage for the U.S. The arms there of Rada. Roll shot on the right side. Hafner takes second ball, goes to the outside to Knotts. Dug up well out of the back row. Staying on top of it, great dig though by Madavao. To the left side, Knotts into the net. Excellent defense by Mexico, and it's 13-11 for the U.S.
Yeah, Mexico's defense really keeping them in this one right now. There's a great dig in the back row by Torres. And then an error from the United States helps Mexico back within 2.
13-11, set to the outside. Knotts can't find the baseline. Attacking error out of play. Point goes to Mexico, who are within 1.
That one was so close down the line there. USA bench thought maybe at first it had caught the line or maybe some hands, but second straight attacking error. We've got a 1-point game.
Off the platform there of Madavao. Hafner, forearm set to the inside, and a great swing. That time by Kari Knotts.
Good response there from Kari Knotts after the attacking error. It was a great swing down the line initially, but just found it out, and then a nice swing on that last play. Out of system. Helps restore a 2-point lead for the United States.
And it'll be Knotts back to serve. Good pass on receive to the right side, tipped over the top. Hafner able to get there. Set to the left side, swinging through the block. Angelica Torres pulls Mexico within one. It's 14-13.
And the crowd here really starting to get into it for Team Mexico, trying to will them to continue and extend this match.
Brenda Escobar back to serve. Passed up by Mataval. She'll get the ball back on third contact and finds the baseline as Wesley Mataval. And the 2-point gap restored for the U.S. It's 15-13. With Rottenberg back to serve.
And a really nice cross-body swing there from Mataval on the outside, her first kill of the match.
Service error from Shayla Rottenberg. Ravel going to come back to the service line here. And it'll bring Kiara Ramirez into the match here for Mexico. And it's an ace. Finds the baseline, and we're tied at 15. As Ravel's serving run continues here. Spin serve again from Ravel. Passed up by the American reception. Getting across to play that one up is Navarro off the block and out of play. And that takes us to the technical timeout. Mexico leading the U.S. 16-15. As we get into the final stretch here of the third set, Tom, will the Americans be able to close it out and earn another gold medal? Or will Mexico pull one set back and push this one into a fourth?
Great response from Team Mexico here. After trailing for most of this third set, now going into the technical timeout with the lead. Just showing some really strong resilience, some good pressure from the service line. They've been scrappy on defense, especially in this third set. Just extending rallies. And trying to keep the U.S. on their heels with some strong service pressure. See if they can continue this momentum coming out of the tech.
16-15, the lead for Mexico coming out of the technical timeout. Getting across there is Ayanu to the inside, tipped off the block, gets recycled. We'll try again to Mataval, swings away, it's blocked again. Kept alive though, sent over on the free ball. Opportunity for Mexico, set to the left side. Mexico called on the net. Puts an end to the run by Mexico. And that whole run, Tom, without an active setter on the floor for Mexico, as Lepe now back onto the floor. And a great run it was, 16 points apiece. Lepe back in now with the dump, but it's well read by the Americans as Hafner sends it over. Set on the step around, and they can't convert. Off of Kari Knotts and drops to the floor. Mexico retakes the lead at 17-16.
Mexico just taking advantage of that free ball. Good run there on the 60.
And we're seeing Taylor Harrington come in for the first time in the match here, Tom.
Yeah, Harrington, who's come in, first time she's seen actions, but has had double-digit point totals in the last two matches. So just another offensive weapon. Great dig there.
The U.S. thought that that one had hit the ground, and then a wipe off the block and out of play by Mataval. It did look as though, Tom, she got a hand underneath the ball. At least from our vantage point there, the U.S. in disagreement. They win the point nonetheless. But it did look as though Vanessa Rada was able to get underneath it. Matavao with the serve. Rada takes first ball, set to the outside. That's a block. And Taylor Harrington combines with the Jerry Crooks with a massive block. Back to the open floor. And you see the energy right away that Harrington bringing to this group here late in the third set, Tom. And she gets up, does the heavy lifting on that block for the U.S. Tipped over, Hafner reads it. Harrington flushes back, set to the left side, rolls to the left side now. To the right side, and a big swing there by Crooks. And momentum shifting in favor of the U.S. Will Mexico be taking a timeout here? Settle things down, not quite yet. Wesley Matavao. Serving again here. Good pass up by Rada. To the middle, recycles. Gets to the outside, Seaball off the block again. Harrington comes across the block with Kari Knotts. And 4 points in a row, Tom, for the United States. Have them up now 20-17.
Yeah, and a few great block touches there from Harrington coming in off the bench. Team Mexico is going to go in and try to talk things over. They wanted to go to the right side. Cruz, who's been their #1 offensive player throughout this tournament, tried to go back row on that C ball. Finds the block, and now Team USA, a slight cushion, but just getting ever so closer to 25 and sealing the deal on this gold medal match.
20-17 for the U.S. Coming out of the timeout. Wesley Matavao back to serve. Passed up by Rada. To the left side, down ball. Can they convert back to the left side? Kari Knotts! The huge swing out of the left side. And Mexico kind of forced into a down ball situation there, Tom, which is essentially a free ball for this American defense, and they able to convert with so much pace on that swing.
Yeah, you just can't give this United States team any opportunities offensively. It's a great scramble there to keep the rally alive.
And a great dig out of the left side. Comes back to it, tips down the line. Set to the outside, Knotts again, off the block and out of play. Great initial sequence there from Mexico to scramble to keep that play alive. But the point does go to the U.S. They're up 22-17 and are 3 points away from gold.
Yeah, great first dig there from Team Mexico. But USA is going out to Knotts, who's leading this game.
Set back to the right side, and this time the block is there by Naomi Cruz. 22-18.
Great response from Mexico. Solid pass off serve receive. And a great pickup by Hafner, but then an even better block by Cruz. Earned the point for Mexico, but mentioned Knotts for the Team USA. Now 17 kills, 22 points in this match, which leads all players.
Passed up by Matavao to the left side. Knotts again, putting the team on her back in this last stretch to close out this third set. They're now 2 points away from the championship.
Talked about it being a really spread out offense for Team USA. So many different options, but Knotts really showing herself as the leader for this Team USA offense late here in this third.
Overpass, put away by Rottenberg. And it's now championship points for USA. Taylor Harrington back to the service line. Tough float serve, passed up, comes in tight. Lepe to the outside, cuts across, scramble, kept alive on a great swing again by Naomi Cruz. 24-19.
Yeah, Team USA with a solid match point cushion here, but you know Team Mexico is not going to go away quietly. Great swing on the left side there from Cruz.
They're Try to get some service pressure here and try to take the middle route from Rautenberg away from the U.S. on this sequence here. And they're able to do so. They get it over to the left side though, off the block, kept alive. Mexico with it still, Lepe to the left side, down the line, off the block, get out of play. And Mexico saves another match point, Tom. 24-20.
Yeah, good pressure off the serve there. And a great cover by Hafner. But just a great swing there from Cruz.
Float serve, passed up. Set Ainu into the middle to Rautenberg, and it's dug up. Joust at the net, still scrambled. Turning on it, off the block. And it's another match point save. Mexico not going away. 24-21. And we'll see if we'll take a timeout here from Jamie Morrison. It'll settle in. Maybe one more if they can save another. Lepe to serve again. And it's in play. Pulled off the net. High ball to the outside. And that's it. Finds the back corner, and the Americans take the third set 25-21. And it's red, white, blue, and gold for the Americans here in the NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup.
Such a strong tournament from the American team. Only dropped one set the entire week. And it was a close game, well fought from Team Mexico. But in the end, it's the USA continuing to do what they have done all week, which is win.
They take the third set, 25-21. Again, all three sets in this championship matchup highly contested, and a match fitting for the gold medal. A 4-point set victory in the first, followed by a 3-point set, and then a 4-point set to close out here. So again, very competitive sets back and forth between the United States and Mexico to decide this gold medal match for the NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup. It'll be the Americans who take home the gold medals, and Mexico who take home silver, and Canada, Tom, who takes home bronze. And what was an outstanding atmosphere and a great tournament run here at the Athletics and Recreation Center. And again, the NORCECA podium was USA, Mexico, Canada, and a great week of volleyball.
Yeah, a terrific week, a lot of good matches that we saw. Some tremendous athletes from all over North America coming here to Kingston and competing. And Team USA finishing off their summer with a gold medal.
Teams taking some final pictures here, and then we will have the medal presentations here, and we will throw it down to the announcer court level to introduce and present the medals. For our entire crew and Tom McCabe, I'm Kyle Campo. Thank you so much for joining us all week long for an outstanding week of the U19 NORCECA Girls Pan American Cup. And again, the USA taking gold, Mexico silver, Canada bronze. Congratulations to all teams and participants, coaching staff, support staff from top to bottom, and a great event run here at the Arc. We'll see you next time here on CBC Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could have your attention once again, we will now begin the closing ceremonies. Volleyball Canada would like to thank our event partners, the Government of Canada, the Government of Ontario, Tourism Kingston, Mikasa Canada, Volleyball Stuff, Queen's University, and Kingston Rock Volleyball Club. We would also like to thank our NORCECA event partners, Union PanAmericanCup Volleyball, Mikasa, Mizuno, and FIVB. We would also like to recognize our volunteers and staff who have worked tirelessly throughout the event. Let's give them a warm round of applause. We would also like to say a special word of thanks to participating teams, referees, and delegates for traveling to participate in this tournament, for competing hard with great sportsmanship and in the spirit of the game. Please welcome to the court your medalists for the NORCECA Women's 2025 U19 Pan American Cup. We would now like to present our special awards to the top individual performers throughout this tournament, as determined by the VIS, the Volleyball Information Statistic Program, tracked throughout the week of matches. Ladies and gentlemen, your top individual award winners. First, presenting the Best Spiker Award, Alan Ahak. Best Spiker from Team USA, number 8, Kari Knotts. Second best spiker from Team USA, number 14, Ireland Real. Next, presenting the Best Blocker Award, Ariel Sainz. Best blocker from Team Mexico, number 44, Sofia Esquivel. Presenting the second best blocker award, also Ariel Science. Second best blocker from Canada, number 9, Maya. Best receiver from Team Puerto Rico, number 7, drive safely